Wisdom doesn't automatically come with old age. Nothing does, except wrinkles. It's true, some wines improve with age, but only if the grapes were good in the first place. Abigail Van Buren. Imagine for a moment that you could travel through time and have a conversation with your future self. What advice would you receive? What mistakes would you avoid? What opportunities would you seize? Today, we're diving deep into the wisdom accumulated over decades, unveiling life lessons that have the power to transform your existence. And believe me, the last lesson is so powerful, it could change the course of your journey forever. Welcome to a journey through time, where each wrinkle tells a story and every gray hair hides a treasure trove of knowledge. We're about to uncover secrets that only a lifetime of experience can reveal. Brace yourself for a voyage that will challenge your perceptions, expand your horizons, and just maybe change the course of your life. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to navigate life with such serenity, while others are constantly struggling against the current? The answer might lie in the lessons they've learned along the way. Today, we'll explore these lessons, passed down by those who've walked much further than us on this journey we call life. Our first lesson comes from an unexpected source: regret. Bronnie Ware, a nurse who worked for years with terminal patients, shared in her book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, a surprising revelation. The number one regret? I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Think about that for a moment. How many times have you held back from doing something you really wanted because you feared others' judgment? How many opportunities have you missed because you didn't believe in yourself? Life is too short to live by other people's standards. Viktor Frankl, psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, once said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." This quote leads us to our second vital lesson, the importance of conscious response. Imagine you're stuck in a traffic jam. You can get furious, honk, and curse, or you can use that time to listen to an audiobook, meditate, or simply take a deep breath and relax. The situation is the same, but your response completely changes your experience. This lesson doesn't just apply to everyday situations, but to all aspects of life. When we face challenges, losses, or disappointments, we have the power to choose our response. We can let ourselves be beaten down, or we can use these experiences as springboards for personal growth. The Dalai Lama, in his wisdom, reminds us, if a problem is fixable, if a situation is such that you can do something about it, then there is no need to worry. If it's not fixable, then there is no help in worrying. There is no benefit in worrying whatsoever. This perspective leads us to our third lesson, the art of letting go. How many times do we cling to situations, relationships, or beliefs that no longer serve us? The fear of the unknown often keeps us trapped in circumstances that make us unhappy. But true freedom comes when we learn to let go. This reflection reminds us that often, our greatest lessons come from our greatest losses. The art of letting go doesn't mean giving up or not caring. It means accepting what we can't change and focusing our energy on what we can influence. And speaking of influence, this brings us to our fourth crucial lesson, the power of human connections. In an increasingly digital world, it's easy to forget the importance of real human contact. But research consistently shows that meaningful relationships are one of the greatest predictors of happiness and longevity. George Vaillant, who conducted one of the longest studies on adult development at Harvard, concluded after decades of research, happiness is love, full stop. He found that warm connections with others throughout life have the greatest positive impact on our life satisfaction. This research reminds us of the importance of investing in our relationships, not just with family and friends, but also with our community. Volunteering, helping a neighbor, or simply smiling at a stranger on the street. All these small actions, Create connections that enrich our lives in ways that money never could. But creating meaningful connections requires vulnerability. And this leads us to our fifth lesson: the courage to be authentic. Brené Brown, researcher and author, spent years studying vulnerability and discovered that it's the foundation for genuine connections and a fulfilling life. Being authentic means embracing who you are, with all your quirks and imperfections. It means having the courage to say no when something doesn't align with your values. It means expressing your opinions, even when they're unpopular. It's challenging, but incredibly liberating. And speaking of freedom, this brings us to our sixth lesson: the importance of forgiveness. Nelson Mandela, after spending 27 years in prison, said, "As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison." Forgiveness isn't about forgetting or excusing harmful actions. It's about freeing ourselves from the weight of resentment. It's a gift we give to ourselves, not to others. Practicing forgiveness isn't easy, but it's transformative. It starts with small acts: forgiving someone who cut you off in traffic, a colleague who made an insensitive comment. Over time, we can learn to forgive even the deepest offenses, not for the offender's sake, but for our own peace of mind. Now we come to our seventh lesson, one that many only learn too late: the importance of living in the present. The Roman philosopher Seneca said, "We are always getting ready to live, but never living." How many times do we catch ourselves thinking, "I'll be happy when I get that job," or "I'll relax after I finish this project"? Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring the future or forgetting the past. It means being fully engaged in the current moment, appreciating each experience, each interaction, each breath. It's about finding joy in the little things: the taste of a cup of coffee, the warmth of the sun on your face, the sound of a child's laughter. The practice of mindfulness can be a powerful tool to anchor us in the present. Dedicate a few minutes every day to simply being, without judging, without planning, just observing your sensations, thoughts, and emotions. Our eighth lesson comes from an unexpected source: failure. J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series, once said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Each mistake, each stumble, is an opportunity for learning and growth. Embracing failure requires courage, but it's this courage that allows us to grow, innovate, and reach our true potential. Now we come to our ninth lesson, one that many only understand too late: the importance of taking care of your health. The World Health Organization defines health not just as the absence of disease, but as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Your health is your most precious asset. Take care of it as if your life depends on it, because it does. Taking care of your health isn't just about diet and exercise. It's about a holistic lifestyle that nourishes body, mind, and spirit. It's about getting enough sleep, managing stress, cultivating positive relationships, and finding purpose in your life. And speaking of purpose, this brings us to our 10th lesson: the importance of finding meaning in your life. Viktor Frankl, in his book Man's Search for Meaning, wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. Finding meaning doesn't have to be grandiose. It can be through work, volunteering, a hobby, or simply being a good friend or family member. The important thing is to have something that makes you get out of bed every morning with a sense of purpose." Now we come to our 11th lesson, one that many consider the most difficult of all: accepting mortality. The Roman philosopher Seneca wrote, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. How late it is to begin to live, just when we must cease to live." Accepting our mortality doesn't mean living in fear of death. On the contrary, It means living with a deeper appreciation for life. It means making conscious choices about how we want to spend our limited time on this planet. And now, we come to our 12th and final lesson, the most powerful of all, the power of love. Not just romantic love, but love in all its forms: compassion, empathy, kindness. The Dalai Lama said, "Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive." In a world often divided by differences, love is the force that unites us. This lesson extends beyond romantic relationships. It's about choosing love in all our interactions, with our family, our friends, our colleagues, even with strangers. It's about cultivating compassion for ourselves and others. As we reflect on these life lessons, remember, it's never too late to learn, grow, and change. Every day is a new opportunity to apply these lessons in your life. If you've made it this far, share in the comments. Today, I choose to live with purpose and love. This simple commitment can be the first step towards a richer, more meaningful life. Remember, wisdom doesn't automatically come with age. It's the result of continuous reflection, learning, and growth. Each day is an opportunity to apply these lessons in your life, to grow, to love, to live fully. As we conclude this journey of wisdom, take these lessons with you. Reflect on them. Apply them in your life, and remember, life is precious and brief. Live it with purpose, with courage, and above all, with love. Thank you for embarking on this journey with us. Until next time, where we'll continue to explore the depths of human experience and the lessons it has to teach us.